Here's a video explaining why you believe what you believe, how they reverse engineered everything to make it work, and how logic is gone. There's no reality anymore, and what you believe is a lie. And the hardest thing in life to accept is everything you know is a lie. So, let's watch a 3-minute video explaining
George Orwell, 1984.
Enjoy.
The heliocentric model, if the Earth spun 360 degrees every 24 hours, that day and night would gradually shift and flip every 6 months as the Earth gets to the other side of the sun. Noon would become nighttime and midnight would become daytime. This is a fact. And the experts don't deny that this phenomenon would happen if the Earth spun 360 degrees every 24 hours. But what they claim is that the Earth spins 361 degrees every 24 hours, and that the Earth only spins 360 degrees in 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds. This extra 1 degree of spin every day makes up for the roughly 1 degree of orbit, keeping noon facing the sun at all times, preventing the day-night switch that I explained in my last video from happening. Now, this official explanation makes sense, and the logic is all sound, but there's still one gaping hole with this model, and that's the fact that Polaris never moves. Polaris is located over the North Pole every single day of the year, which means the North Pole points to Polaris in December, and the North Pole points to Polaris in June. Every day of the year, the North Pole will point to Polaris. And the major problem with this is the North Pole in June and the North Pole in December are separated by roughly 186 million miles, as they are on opposite sides of the sun. So if the Earth is tilted 23.5 degrees in December, and the Earth is tilted 23.5 degrees in June, and these two poles are separated by 186 million miles, how do they both point to the same star? This is essentially claiming that the North Pole in June, the North Pole in December, and Polaris form a triangle. But triangles can't have two parallel lines. Their explanation for a lack of a stellar parallax with Polaris is that Polaris is really far away. In fact, Polaris is over 2.55 quadrillion miles away. It's so far away that there is absolutely no detectable parallax between the Earth in June and the Earth in December, which is separated by 186 million miles. Everything with this model has been reverse engineered from the truth. The ultimate goal from the beginning was to place the sun at the center of the universe. They want the sun at the center, as they are sun worshippers. Heliocentrism is simply modern-day sun worship masquerading as a science. So their goal from the beginning was to put the sun at the center. So how do you do this? Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to make the sun much larger than the Earth. For the Earth to orbit the sun's going to have to be much larger than the Earth. So they made the sun over 1 million times larger than the Earth. But when I stand on Earth and I look at the sun, it looks no bigger than a quarter. So if the sun is over 1 million times larger than the Earth, how come I observe it no bigger than a quarter? So how do you explain this? Oh, well, that's because the sun is really far away. So since we had to make the sun really big to place the sun at the center, now we have to make the sun really far away. So let's make the sun 93 million miles away. But now we've dug ourselves into a deep hole, because now we've made the diameter of the Earth's orbit around the sun roughly 186 million miles wide. And Polaris never moves. The North Pole in June is separated from the North Pole in December by roughly 186 million miles, and yet both poles point to Polaris. So how do we account for this? Oh, well, we're just going to have to make Polaris really, really, really far away to account for the fact that we see no observable parallax from June to December. So the only way to rationalize away this is to make Polaris over 2.55 quadrillion miles away. But I ask you, if Polaris is over 2.55 quadrillion miles away, how come I can see it? Oh, well, that's because Polaris is really, really, really freaking big. Polaris is 46 times the size of the sun, and the sun is over 1 million times the size of the Earth. Every explanation has to be reverse engineered because they started with an ultimate goal of placing the sun at the center. Every other fact that they create is reverse engineered to make this work. It's just like George Orwell said in his book 1984. The stars can be near or distant according as we need them. Do you think it's beyond our mathematicians to create a dual system of astronomy? This is exactly what happened in reality. All these men that we learned about who created the heliocentric model, they had to work collectively over the span of 2,000 years to reverse engineer this model. This model comes from man. This model is built on perfected mathematics that has no relation to reality, no relation to the truth. It's simply a reverse engineered masterpiece.
Well, God bless. Hope you enjoyed this video, because yeah, they can make it work. They just gotta do the reverse engineering over 2,000 years, and it can happen. God bless. Gotta love Polaris. Only truth will set you free, and only asking questions will you find the truth. And only by looking for answers will you find the answers. So go out, ask questions, look for truth. The hardest thing I ever had to do was accept that everything I knew was a lie. Everything I was taught was a lie. Everything they show us, tell us, all lies to fit the Freemason agenda. Hope you enjoyed. Take the time, you know. Take the time to just research it. You'll find the holes, and your eyes will be opened, and your mind will be blown. I don't know what else I can tell you other than the answers are there. All you gotta do is look. Easily find the answers. People aren't asking questions anymore. That's the problem. Nobody's asking questions. Nobody cares. And nobody knows why. Nobody cares. We just accept what we're told to be facts. Yet everything we're told is a theory. But they're proven theories by lies. It's the only way you prove a theory. You back it up with scientific proof. How do you get that scientific proof? Well, you experiment, you find ways to achieve the goal you're after, And that's how you get scientific proof. We have hypotheses about everything, and they're all just opinions from people that did experiments and came to conclusions and presented their theses. And if the thesis was right or logical to whoever was reading it, then that thesis would be promoted. If you think you can see hundreds and trillions and quadrillions of miles away, then you are superhumans. Every one of you are superhumans. If you think you can see that far. I can barely see 3 miles before everything goes bleh. It all converges at a point. Same thing when you look through a telescope or your camera lens. It can only see a couple miles and then it just converges at a point, pixelates, whatever. You can't make out the image you're seeing. And you think you can see millions of miles away? Like, people just gotta wake up.
I chopped up scenes from that
Wake
ridiculous movie,
up.
Interstellar.
There's the name of the video I took the excerpt from anyway, if you want to check it out yourself. It's from the Truman Show. Well, not the Truman Show, The Truman. It's called The Flat Earth Presentation. Must see and share. It's done in 4K. It is 2 hours long, but either way, ask questions, research your own answers, and come to your own conclusion. Don't let somebody else tell you what to think, because that's what happened. Everybody takes government as God, and they gotta be telling you the truth. They gotta be. They love you. The government loves you. It wants the best for you. You know, you're just taking food out of their mouth and air out of their lungs and polluting the air by farting. But your government loves you. Oh, God. I'll end this one with a little prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give me this day my daily bread, and forgive me of my trespass, as I forgive those that trespass against me. Deliver me from this evil, the evil satanic deception, and just deliver me from the evil. For thine is his kingdom, and his power, and his glory, forever and ever. God bless. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your days asking questions and finding answers and revealing truths. I try, but everybody thinks I'm a fool, I guess. I don't know. I sometimes think I'm a fool, but then I have God telling me, don't mind it. Just trust in me and you'll do okay. And that's what I do. I trust in God and he delivers me from the evil. And only God can deliver you. Only Only God can deliver you. God bless. Take care. Bye bye now.